Pooja R V. This podcast was created as a part of Podcast Lab by India Film Project in association with Anchor by Spotify. In this episode, we will understand how Indian agriculture has changed over the years and how does it create an impact over the environment.
Sir, I want you to tell more about how tribe permaculture is carrying its own activities in this area. Like how you manage your clients and what will be their requirements. Can you please tell us more about that?
Sure. So here, try permaculture give a service. Basically, it's a consultation firm. So what we are focusing on is in India, we have 58% agriculture land. More than the forest land, we have agriculture land. And in the 58% of agriculture land, only some of the people are really working on tree systems. As I mentioned before, permanent cultures, tree systems. Very few are working. Even in that, even in the tree system, some people are working with the fertilizer, some people are not working with the fertilizer, some people are naturally working. But there is another factor to it, which is diversity. As we were talking in, like everything is important. Here what we are doing is, like, let's say I have a mango orchard or an orange orchard. I'm just worried about that particular fruit or that particular plant. Whatever is coming in between, I am not really taking care, be it natural or any other thing.
Artificial influence.
Yeah. Like, let's say you go to the forest. Do you see all fruit trees?
No.
Do you see all herbal plants?
No.
Do you see all the flowers?
So
there is a balance.
To some extent, yeah.
There is a balance.
Yeah.
If you go in particular season, you may see more flowers. If you go in some particular season, you may smell more herbs. If you go in one season, you may find some fruit trees here and there. Not every 1-2 steps you will find a fruit tree and you will just enjoy the fruit. That's not the case, right?
Yeah.
But here, if we are really thinking about going along with the nature, then see, the only teacher left with us right now is forest. If that is gone, the teacher is gone. So in tribe, what we are doing is our best to follow our teacher, that is forest.
Great.
We are just let's say if you are my client, and you have certain need, I have 1 acre land or 2 acre land or 3 acre land, then you will come up with some needs. Okay, I want to live in this place. I need my own food. I need my own vegetables and fruits and maybe some chickens and livestock, and I want to have my own water, rainwater, and I want to have my own electricity, completely self-sustainable in that particular land itself. So we help you achieve that. We have success stories. We are also working on more. It's just been few years we are working. There are more to come. So yeah, that is what we are doing in the tribe. But majorly we are creating food forests, wherein you have food and it's a forest with more diversity as much as we can in terms of birds, animals, insects, fungi, plants, humans, their roles, more diversity, not just one age group, not just one sector of people, even in people there is a lot of diversity.
Yeah.
Right, everyone is different. So even to create a community, you need different kinds of people. You don't need just one kind of people and create the community. So that is what we are trying. But majorly our focus is, even if one farmer, one more thing in India is, we have small land holdings in India. If you go abroad, one farmer holds 3,000 acres or 4,000 acres. But here in India, farmers hold very little land, but there are more farmers. So that is one of the good benefit for us. Even if one farmer can go one tree, this itself will become another big forest. We don't even need to protect the forest and other life. This itself will become a good forest. Because 58% of the land is only farmlands.
Yeah.
So that is the goal.
So, when coming to the tree part, I understand that, what happens usually is when someone cuts down a tree for any development purpose, what they do is they plant certain plants, making it substitute as that. What I want to say is a tree is on a whole different level when compared to a plant. No matter if it's CO2 absorption or how it holds to the soil fertility and all those things are totally different things. altogether. So
Hmm.
as you rightly said, the tree system only few people are following. So can you tell
Yeah.
a bit more about that, like how exactly, and can you tell the reasons why people are not going on with the tree system anymore? Like are reduced, I can say reduced. So as you were talking about this tree system based agriculture, no, like nowadays it has been reduced to a great extent, I can say. So can you tell me the factors why has it like gone declining, and also can you tell me the importance why is it required, right?
Yeah. So importance, as I mentioned before itself, will cover the importance first. If you have a plant which is growing for 3 months, any crop, like nowadays any crop is coming hardly for 3 months, like genetically modified things, like within like now people are saying within 11 days you get the fruit, or like something of that sort. Even the trees, they are giving fruit within 1 year or something. So there is so many changes even in tree systems that will cover later if we have time. But yeah, here what is happening is there is something happened in between that is called green revolution. So before green revolution, most of the farmers, like all the farmers in India, they don't know about fertilizer, they don't know about genetically modified seeds, they don't know about any of this sort. They
Yeah.
were happily growing their food organically, and they were in relationship with the trees. Like they used to put the trees on the borders and they cut it back to the, like farms, and like use it for nitrogen, and like adding fertilizer to the soil and everything. And they used to have animals. Every farmer used to have an animal because they need cow dung for the farm. Like that is the fertilizer they use. So they were in, like sync with the nature, animals and everything. They were living in harmony. But once the green revolution happened, what they saw was, once they started using fertilizer at that first moment, they couldn't believe the abundance they got in that few years. Like like let's say one farmer is growing 1 acre of paddy, is getting 10 bags, let's say. After using the fertilizer for the first time, they got 40-50 bags at once. Like that's
Yeah.
unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
And psychologically, there was a lot of damage for them. Like, what were we doing these many years? Maybe we were wrong. Maybe we didn't know how to manage. Like if you have insect, you just, like some of the produce is gone for the insect. You used to just leave it to the insect, but now you have something called pesticide, wherein you use that pesticide and control the pest itself. Like you have ways, you are intelligent, you have ways, like psychologically there was so much happening within the people, and they lost the knowledge how to be in sync with the nature, how to, like go organic, or like go natural, observe the natural ecosystem, be in interaction with trees and everything. They lost that touch completely.
Yeah.
Because for everything they have an artificial solution now. If you have weed, then you have an artificial solution. If you have pest, then you have an artificial solution. Then if you have, like like fertilizer issue, or like soil issue, then you have artificial solution to it, and which is very quick, right? That is what made all the change. That is what made, like, the complete shift from natural to artificial, and like synthetic fertilizers and everything.
Yeah,
And
right.
when it comes to the trees part also, they don't know how to use them anymore. Other than harvesting the fruit, they don't know what tree will do. They don't know the uses in the first place. So how can they support? Let's say you have one friend, or like one person in the family who are just simply being. That is the best way to live, of course. But how many people ready to accept that?
Yeah, many will not.
So yeah, it's just the trees. Like I'm just comparing it with the trees. So many people don't know the value of trees. What they can do, what they are doing, what they have been doing, what is their role. Every tree is different. They have their unique roles and responsibilities. They just completely lost in touch with nature. That's the reason they are just concerned about the economical part of the agriculture. That's it.
Yeah, coming to see the fact that nowadays we have so many artificial intelligent devices, equipment, fertilizers, pesticides, everything is made in such a way that we are totally providing an artificial environment where it doesn't happen naturally, like eliminating all the factors which are causing that effect. So I really agree to that point. I guess somewhere we should stop and start thinking like, do we really need all those things? For example, it may be, what do we say? Equipment maybe, or any sensors kind of things, or all those things. And not only that, even these fertilizers, pesticides, and many more things which are produced chemically.
Even if
So,
you need them, to what extent? Like,
yeah.
let's say, even we also use technology where, like, let's say when it comes to the irrigation part, like using the drip irrigation is a wonderful thing. Like, you save a lot of water, and
Yeah.
that's a wonderful technique. You use technology where you need it. But you as you mentioned, we should analyze ourselves, what is our need exactly, like what is our need. That's the reason first we do need analysis before getting into any project. We ask your need, then we see the land need, then we get into the process.
Okay.
Thank you for listening. Listen to the next part of this episode in the next episode.